day. So we're gonna play Tarkov tonight, and it's not gonna have a heatsink. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But all of that bad news, guys, has fueled me for a rant of the ages. Because what is tonight, guys? What is tonight? I'll tell you what tonight is. Tonight is the launch, the unofficial early access launch of World of Warcraft, The War Within. So all the biggest content creators are playing it right now. And anyone who wanted to get the early access is getting it right now. But there's a little trend, and I've talked about this trend before in gaming. And the trend is very simple. It's a very annoying trend. It's an incredibly annoying trend. The trend is that a game will launch in AAA game. Ubisoft, EA does this. Ubisoft, Activision does this. Activision Blizzard does this. Several other game companies do this now, where they will launch a game, and then they'll launch a, the gold version, the Game of the Year version, the platinum version. They always have some kind of fancy name that makes you want to buy it, the Ultimate Edition. And that Ultimate Edition or whatever will come with early access to the game. And it's a misnomer. They call it early access in order to create more FOMO. But what the reality is you're paying extra to play the game on time. And as a result, look at World of Warcraft's numbers right now. World of Warcraft is sitting at a very disrespectful for a launch of one of the biggest expansions for any game this year. Definitely for expansion-wise, is one of the biggest for sure. World of Warcraft is sitting at 90,000 viewers on Twitch, which is, it sounds like a big number, but compare it to Dragonflight. Dragonflight's launch numbers on Twitch did not have the early access. It was completely not early access, and it was sitting pretty at around at the lower numbers at 257,000. It was the most played game on Twitch. So this is the comparison. The exact same day, first day launch, 257,000 viewers on Twitch for Dragonflight, because Dragonflight did not have the dog shit early access, paying for on time, being able to play the game with everyone else. The other issue is the price. So base edition, which is what most people got, is $50 for the War Within. Heroic edition, which doesn't even come out with the early access or anything like that, is $70. In order to be able to play the game today, in order to play the War Within on time or early, they're trying to say early to give you like, oh, it's early access, FOMO. But really to play it on time, it is an extra fucking $40 to play it on time, from $50 to $90. I will tell you one thing. I hate it when any company does this. And I really hate it when, a company that makes a game that I, like, respect, and want to play does this. The launch of The War Within should be something that we should all just celebrate, right? We just watched the video with Medicine last night, talking about his passion for writing the game and everything like that. Like, it was really good stuff. Like, we're all really hyped. The animations have been top-notch. The narration has been hitting W's. It's a lot of things to be proud of, to be excited about. But instead, exactly, Lemonitis, the greed is real. And right now, people are just making posts about how they're not excited for the War Within because, having two separate launch times really defeats the purpose. The point remains that the War Within is upsetting a lot of folks because the people who can't afford an extra $40, like me, we are just sitting pretty for, 4 extra days because everyone else is able to play the War Within when they shell out another extra $40. It's just like deflating for no fucking reason. There's no reason that Blizzard and Activision should have done this. And also, I want you to know that this is actually a really bad business decision from Blizzard Activision. We could have had, like, well, I think the launch numbers were like 800,000 at peak, actually. Like, I think this 250,000 is actually low. And like, yeah, this is a picture of the roadmap. Everyone was able to play on the exact same day. Twitch drops were available for everyone the exact same day. Dude, the launch of Dragonflight was so hyped, man. It was so hyped for that reason. Everyone was playing and lagging out at the same time. It was a lot of fun. You guys were here. I was doing it launch night, right? And now people are, you know, half the posts about the War Within are people complaining about the War Within, being like, man, this sucks. I wish I could play. I can't afford an extra $50. And if I could, I wouldn't want to spend it on being able to play the game on time. Like, it's an absolute dog shit gaming practice. And the people who are defending this, there are people, of course, defending this on Reddit and, you know, on Twitter and all that. And I just want you to know, they're straight up shit eaters. If you're defending this practice, you're a shit eater, okay? You've gotten so used to all of these game companies feeding you a bowl of shit, telling you that in order to have the privilege to play the game on time, you have to pay an extra fucking $40 in this case. I mean, Ubisoft, this is like normal for Ubisoft now. This is normal for EA. You have like at launch day, you have like so many games that have like quests locked behind day one, DLCs and stuff. It's gotten that normalized. Stop eating shit, guys. Stop eating the shit. It's not chocolate, no matter how much they tell you it is. You're not eating a chocolate ganache, okay? It's just shit. You're eating the fecal matter of these large gaming companies, just pouring it out in front of you. Stop it. It's fucking pathetic. Beyond that, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. Because compare it. People have been wondering why, a game like Black Myth Wukong has hit such like peak high numbers and stuff. First of all, it's a Chinese game. And there's so many Chinese players. It's like, 2 million concurrent players on Steam and stuff. It's insane numbers. It's pulling some insane numbers. But the real issue is here. Black Myth Wukong, and I'll talk about this later on. We'll do a deep dive into the numbers, but this is just a little aside right now. Black Myth Wukong launched with no day one DLC behind paywall. It launched with no, dog shit monetization. You pay one $70 thing, and it's just good to go. You're good to play. You don't need to buy day one DLC. You don't need early access. There's no like microtransactions. You're not buying levels like you do even right now in Assassin's Creed Shadows and stuff. With the new big large version of Assassin's Creed Shadows, you get like 5 extra levels or whatever of traits and all that shit. It's so much dog shit that they put into modern day gaming. And, for any other faults that Black Myth Wukong may have, it's not truly open world. There's not that. There's some, caveats with the game itself. But the game plays well. It's a competent game. It's fun to play. It looks good. The graphics are top notch. There's, real passion put into the game making. And there's no dog shit. Most important of it all, there is no dog shit in the game. There is no day one monetization. There's no early access. There's no squeezing the player for extra money. And the game is, by extension, produced by Tencent. So it's pretty surprising this is not the case. But you know what? We'll take it. And as a result, I think Black Myth Wukong deserves all the success it gets. And the War Within is losing out on the good nature of the gamers that want to be able to enjoy its launch. It's also losing out on massive ad revenue. It's losing out on, the fantastic marketing of being the top most played game on Twitch at the time and so on and so forth. These things made a big difference. Everyone got on the Warcraft Dragonflight train. People were playing it like crazy at launch for this reason. And now, it's just lackluster. It's just lackluster. And frankly, I'll tell you one thing. Blizzard Activision in this instance deserves the shit it gets. Fuck you, Blizzard. You did this on purpose. You deserve the misery that you're probably having right now. In order to launch the World Soul Saga and all that, you probably wanted the biggest launch numbers in years. You wanted higher launch numbers than you wanted for Dragonflight. I know you did. You don't get it. You know why? because you fed us a bowl of shit. And the gamers, us, we're not stupid. We know it's a bowl of shit. Some people may eat the bowl of shit. Some people are pathetic. Some people, you know, they just do the cost-benefit analysis, and they're like, you know what? This is the only game I'm going to get today. Might as well. And they'll choose to do it. But they're not going to like it. No one likes this. And every time you do this, you erode the player's trust. And it's really clear what is still more important to you. The short-term cash grab or the player's trust. It should be two, but in this case, it's one. Anyways, that's my rant. If you guys like this video, give it a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends. What do you guys think of the two-tiered launch system that the War Within, World of Warcraft, did this time? Obviously, you can tell I'm not biased. I am completely objective in this. I'm not a fan. I'm kidding. I'm a little biased, but you know what? I've seen this shit happen too much in gaming. And sometimes they don't even buy it. I really hate that, you know, World of Warcraft and Blizzard Activision did it with this game. There was no reason for this. There was no reason. But anyways, if you do like it, if you don't like it, if you think I'm overreacting, give me a comment in the comments below. I read them all. I respond to every single comment on YouTube. Every single one of it, unless it's just like, you know, calling me a slur or whatever. But besides that, I respond to every single comment. So I will respond to your comment, whether you agree, whether you disagree. And hope we can find some common ground and have some fun discussions no matter what. And I'll see you in the next video. I will always give it to you straight here. Take care, guys. There was no reason for this, man. There was no fucking reason for this from Blizzard Activision, man. There was none. Like, why the fuck did they do this? Like, genuinely, like, why the fuck did they do this? It was just a couple of days ago we were looking at this little, like, thing, and the animation had good narration, and we're talking about the writing. Like, this is what people should have been talking about. Oh, God. It's so dumb, dude. It's so dumb.